been taught how to use volume the wrong way. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to catch tops and bottoms, how to read volume the right way. So let me hop in the chart, show you exactly what I'm talking about. Probably been taught to read volume like this, right? If price is uptrending, right, you want to look for small volume on the pullbacks and then increasing volume as price goes higher, right? It's not how you want to look at volume. Okay, that's not how volume works. You can simply look at a chart and realize that's not how volume works, right? Let me go ahead and show you. So, and this works on all time frames, all markets, everything. So let me show you. Take a look at ES right here. Take a look at this 1 minute chart, okay? And I'm not talking about volume profile, not talking about like volume indicators, just the volume at the bottom of your screen, okay? If you take a look at ES, look at where we see volume spikes, okay? Volume spikes is where you want to look for. You want to look for areas where we see so much volume compared to what the volume typically is. If we look at ES here, now, obviously right at the open, right at the close, there's going to be a lot of increased volume. That's normal. But what we want to look at is throughout the day or after the open, before the close, where do we see spikes of volume? Because that's going to show us where price is going to reverse. Okay, let me show you this. This is really cool. Take a look at here, ES. What do we see right here? See how this volume spike is a lot higher compared to the past, 20 minutes of price action? You can see how right when price gets that volume spike, we end up getting a bottom and rotating all the way higher for 20 more points. Same thing right here. A little bit of an increased volume spike compared to the last 10, 15 minutes. We get a short-term bottom. Okay, another 10-point bounce. Now we can zoom out even more, and throughout the day, volume is going to decrease. Sure, we're going to have a little bit of these mini spikes throughout the day. Doesn't really mean much. And then around 2 o'clock, we see something here. We see a massive volume spike. You can see this volume spike we have not seen this much volume throughout the day in a 1 minute candle until the first 30 minutes of the market open. For the last hours, like 3-4 hours, there has been nothing. And you can see if we go and look at where that 1 minute volume spike occurred, is right at the top. Where do we see? An immediate reversal. Okay. Now, volume by itself is not something you want to solely rely on, right? This is just something that you want to use to help you with your current strategy. But I'm going to show you another example, show you a few more actually, that's going to help break down how you can actually use it in your trading. So let's take a look at Airbnb, okay? Let's go on an hourly time frame. Zoom out a little bit, okay? Because it works on everything. Now, when it comes to looking at stocks specifically, right? Earnings, of course, there's always going to be a lot more volume on days with earnings. So that you can kind of ignore, right? But if we zoom out a little bit more, let's see if we can find a good one. Zoom out like this. Come back in this area right here. This is what I'm trying to find. You can see on this day, see this huge volume spike in the 1 hour? Okay. Look at the past month of price action, the past few weeks. We have not seen volumes go anywhere near this level, okay? You don't need specific numbers, don't need to look at any data. You can simply just use it using your eyes. Looking at relative volume, okay, over the past few weeks, past few months, past few days, whatever it is, and you'll be able to see if you see a spike like this, you need to pay attention to that. That is telling you exactly what is going on, okay? If there is this much volume coming in and price is not able to go lower, price just immediately reverses the other way, that is telling you something. And you can see exactly where price ends up bottoming, right? Right in that volume spike. We bottom, we end up going higher. Okay. Now, it doesn't mean that forever it's going to be a long-term bottom, right? Again, volume simply just helps dictate shorter-term price movements, right? And you can see when price comes back down, we end up breaking that low. Okay. Again, it's not a long-term solution, but you can even zoom in a little more, right? Let me get rid of this to show you. Even these two spikes here, right? We have 2 more spikes. Again, these are still not nearly as big as this one, but very significant. You can see over these 2 spikes, even the past like month or so, right? There's not been anything near it, right? Except for maybe this one right here, which by the way, was also a high, okay? An immediate reverse. But even on these ones, we gap up, huge volume spike, short-term reversal. Right back down to another volume spike where that ends up being the low and we end up moving higher after it, okay? Very, very simple examples you can use, right? You don't need to look at the small volume, right? The small volume pullbacks, none of that matters. Okay, what matters is the high volume. That's where institutional activity is taking place. That's where the big money moves are going to be made, right? Let me show you another example on H. Go to even higher time frame. Look at the daily time frame, okay? Zoom out here, show you. Get rid of some of these drawings here. So right here, right? Just zoom out and look where is your high volume, okay? Right here. Massive spike. We have not seen volume this high in the rest of 2023, okay? What happens right there? We get a bottom, right? Price immediately just goes the other way. It's like magic, right? Whenever you see a volume spike, price just ends up going the other way. Now, again, on days like earnings, right, it's going to be a little bit different, right? That's expected. But on a day like this, where there's no news, nothing, right, not even a gap down or anything, we just see huge volume, price is bound to reverse, okay? We can zoom out as well, right? This one was also on earnings. Move higher. Right here, right? This one was not on earnings. See how this volume, for the rest of the month after, nothing that high. For the month before it, aside from earnings, nothing even close to that high of a volume. You can see we get a short-term reversal, okay? So reading volume works, right? If you want to look at it properly, simply look for the volume spikes, okay? That's going to dictate, there's an indication that price is probably going to reverse. Now, how do I use this in my trading? How do I add it to confirmation? The first thing you got to understand is that volume by itself is not a strategy, okay? You need to add it with something else, whether it's supply and demand, whether it's whatever it is. I can show you right now a really good example on Airbnb. Remember that volume spike that we had right here? Came right into a demand zone, okay? If I extend this demand zone here all the way out, right? That huge volume into demand, that is a very good setup. Now, a few other things I look for when it comes to confirmation with volume, okay? You want to look what happens right after, okay? If you see increased volume, it does not mean price is immediately going to reverse, okay? No strategy is 100%. There's no guarantee that's going to work. But when you see increased volume, you want to look at the next candle after it, the next 1 or 2 candles. And if price starts to immediately reverse those next 2 candles, or 1 candle here, then you know there's a good chance that that volume is working and price is going to bottom or top in that area. Now, let's say, for example, like, you know, we get this huge volume spike, and the next candle we just kind of come down. Next 2 candles we come down. You know, maybe we hit the low again and start to bounce back. That is not as strong, right? When you see reversals, especially when it comes to volume confirmations, you want to see price immediately reverse. Increase volume, hit a low, and then immediately go the other way. Then you can look for a pullback. You can look for a breakout. There's a million other strategies you can trade with volume, okay? But this is definitely something you want to keep in mind, right? Next time you're trading a breakout or whatever it is, take a look at that volume and understand what happens. If we get an increased spike in volume, does price immediately reverse, or does price keep going up, right? And you can use this as a confirmation to your strategy to an advantage of your trading, right? Again, it's not something you want to solely rely on, but if you combine it with your strategy, it can give you that extra edge and extra conviction when it comes to your trading, okay? So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys want to see how I use volume in my trading specifically and how I use it in my back-tested strategy, click the first link in the description below. Okay, there's a free training I made showing you exactly that, as well as the one thing that's stopping you from becoming successful as a trader. Please leave a like, subscribe, comment below other videos I should make as well. Okay, I need some more video ideas. And with that being said, guys, I'll see you all in the next video.